Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a wedding planner? I have a guest on today who honestly could star in her own little wedding planner rom-com. Today, I'm with Ryann Doria, and she is a non-traditional wedding and event planner. So just imagine how great that movie could be. So tell us in your words, like, what do you do? What does it take to become a wedding planner? Like, what have you had to learn?
Man, I've had to learn a lot of organizational skills and how to manage people, basically.
Yes.
Lots of people management, lots of different personalities, lots of different things coming together. Organization is probably one of the big ones.
Yeah, I've produced a lot of events, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Just if you can manage people, you can pull this off. And
Absolutely.
then it's your magic, you get to add all the fun details to
Yes,
it,
and the
which I
fun.
know is a lot of fun. What is the coolest skill that you learned that you never thought would matter, but it absolutely does?
Man, I learned I have a theater background. So I grew
Mhm.
up in entertainment and theater, probably either audio or like costuming, sewing has have been the most helpful in weddings, actually.
I never thought about that, but you're so right. My grandmother
Oh,
used to
cool.
teach me how to do all of those little and you never realize how those skills are gonna come into
Yep.
play.
The amount of buttons that I've had to sew back together, or actually one time I had a bridesmaid, the zipper broke and we had to cut and re-sew the zipper.
I was gonna ask if you sewed her into the dress.
But I've sewn brides back into their dresses because things have broken. Sewing. Who would have thought? Saved the day many times.
Now just imagine you're at one of your big events that you're producing, and a fellow walks up and he goes, "I picked up your business card, but give me 3 words that describe you so that when I pick up this card, I remember those 3 words."
I would say non-traditional, creative, and organized.
What is the weirdest situation where one of your skills saved the event?
I mean, definitely that zipper situation was one of them, I would say. There's also been situations where venues have in-house audio and something goes wrong with the speaker for the ceremony, and I have to step in and fix it and adjust and tweak a few things. And that was probably my least favorite skill to learn, but it has saved the day a few times.
Okay, you wanna hear a funny story?
I do, yeah.
I was at a wedding and everything was going beautifully, and all of a sudden you hear a CB from, like, a trucker that's driving by coming through on the PA system. It
Oh
was like,
my
"Breaker, breaker." It was, like, straight out of Smokey and the Bandit. I'm
that's
like,
so
"Really?"
funny. I That's hilarious. I haven't had that happen, but it's not I feel like that's not very uncommon with the way that the wireless transmitters work.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
how audio and sound connects
and
with
they
one another, just the waves. It's really interesting and
yeah,
really easy to get the audio waves to overlap.
yeah. I'm gonna take us off on a little sideline question with you. What do you do when you have a crazy situation like that happen and the bride just, like or somebody has a meltdown and you're like, "Really? This is, like, the easiest, best thing that could have gone wrong."
Right. I think that I've been pretty lucky and most people are really understanding in things that are outside of your control. And more often than not, the best thing to do is just kind of laugh it off and say, wow, that's a funny story to tell the kids one day. When people do get upset or if something happens, you just have to be understanding. Like this is a really big day for them. And I understand that. And I understand. And here's what I can do to fix it. I grew up in theater, so in live theater, there's always this mantra of the show must go on. It is going to continue. And same thing with weddings and events. One small thing, we're not just stopping the event, it's going to go forward. And what is the best way forward? So if a zipper breaks, the best way forward is to sew you into the dress because the show must go on. And so it's just figuring out the next best steps while remaining the calm authority presence of I understand that you are upset, but here's what we are going to do, and not allowing their stress to make me stressed. I'm the professional. Here's how we fix this.
And I think this segues right into the next question for you, which is what helped you more learning how to talk, listen, or recover after messing up?
Listen, 100%. You can't learn while you're talking. You so that was my listening 100%, because I can't fix something if I don't know what it is that I need to fix. And so by listening and understanding what the problem is, where there's a concern, where somebody loves something, I need to hear it to understand it. And I think that's the case with anybody in any industry and anything. You need to hear it. You need to listen to learn.
I completely agree with that. And this brings us into the books.
Yeah.
So we have Addie, my little 15-year-old inventor who is out there just tackling the world and making it happen. And there's this one part of the book that I thought you would truly, truly get. It's when the budget becomes real. So they have been invited to go to this big STEM conference, and she is putting together a whole budget. So imagine a 15-year-old that understands financial planning. I know.
Right.
So each one of these books helps to teach a different life skill for
Awesome.
the teenagers who read them.
I
So
love it.
it makes it fun too. So, everybody wants to do, whether it's a day trip or a short weekend trip, or for them, this was 5 days in Denver for this huge conference.
Fun. Okay.
So she's putting it all together, and her favorite teacher, Dr. Bourne, lets her know that this big famous company is going to sponsor them for this whole trip, and she has to present the budget. So, that brings us into like she's learning how to do this because she's 15. And there are some adults who don't know how to plan out a budget for a trip.
Right.
This little one's,
Good work.
taking the
That's a
world
long
by
day.
storm,
Yeah.
but like all of us, she's learning something, she fails at it sometimes, and she's getting up and she's trying again. What's a failure that's quietly trained you for success?
Honestly, kind of going back into the theater world, because I started, in middle school and went into high school and did that in college. That's what I got my degree in. So I spent a lot of time in the theater world and had a lot of failures in the theater world. And when I moved into the technical side of things, it was because I failed at getting cast as to be an actor in it. And I thought to myself, well, I still want to be in this theater world. What can I do? And so that brought me into tech, which I found out that I love that way more than I ever loved being on stage. And same into all the different roles of being in theater, trying out lighting and set design, and audio is probably what I failed at the most. I
Mhm.
really did not enjoy it. I was not good at it. And it took me a long time to really try learning it in a different way. Um, I'm lucky my husband is an audio engineer, and so he's helped a lot with the understanding. But I think it's more about embracing the failure of I did not do well, and so you pivot, you adjust, you figure out why you didn't do well, and learn about it. For me, it was how this specific topic was being taught to me. And it took another 10 years for me to fully understand enough to be able to consider myself someone who can fix things in this realm. And it's not necessarily anything that I did wrong. It's the way that I was learning it. It's the way that I was understanding it at the time. And it's just learning, like figuring out myself how to pivot to understand that really made the difference for me.
I read an article this week about highly intelligent people,
Mhm.
and one of the things is they take the data on themselves.
Yeah.
So I failed at this, I didn't do good at this. How do I get better at it? They
Yes.
go out there and they study it, and they start to, and it's not like you immediately, and this is one of the things I think teenagers need to understand. I'm a Gen Xer. I've been doing this for a few decades longer than you have as a 14-year-old.
Right.
So I've got decades of experience. It's like my autonomic nervous system. It's
Right.
just ingrained into me now.
Exactly.
But
At this point, I have 20 years of experience and I'm still learning. I don't think as adults even we ever stop learning and trying to get better and taking into consideration this went great, but this aspect didn't. And how can I make this better in the future?
Yes, absolutely. So, teenagers, that's our thing for you to write down in regards to this show. Take those notes.
Yeah.
What skills should kids stop worrying about being perfect at?
This might be not quite the answer that most people are thinking, but everything. I think that you should stop worrying about being perfect at everything. Perfectionism is really hard to achieve on its own. And I don't think that it's really achievable either. Like I said, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've been doing events for over 10 years. And yes, I am really good at it. I would even say that I am great at it. And that's okay for me to say, it's not conceited or any of that. Like, I am great at what I do. Am I perfect? No, I'm human. I am going to make mistakes. One that I can think of is, I forgot to add servers into the budget, someone to come and clean up the tables and things like that. And so I looked at my assistant that day and I said, well, completely forgot that we didn't add that. It looks like we are bussing tables today. Like, I am going to make sure that it happens for the couple. I have not forgotten it since, but the couple had no idea. They had no idea that anything went wrong because I made it better. But it's an instance where I made a mistake, I fixed it, and I learned from it. And things like that still happen. And so I think trying to achieve perfect in anything, I think that everyone should just strive for better. Like I can't remember where I heard it, but like if you can be 1% better today than you were yesterday, just 1%, just that one tiny tweak in your day. Maybe it's eating an apple for your snack. Maybe it's, remembering to hire the server. But that one little tweak that you can make is all you really need each day. Not perfection, just a little bit better. Just making yourself a little bit better every day in little things because perfect is not attainable or sustainable. And that's important.
That's the quote. That's the quote of the show right there. Write it down, folks. Okay, so to ask the final question of you, what are 5 skills that you use at work each time you're at an event?
Wow. What 5 skills? So I think I use people skills, learning how to talk to people and to communicate with people in a way that is respectful and to the point.
Mhm.
It's a busy day. I'm going to ask you nicely to do something and you're going to go do it because we're all here to make the day great. So, people skills and communication, I think, is one of the ones that I use all the time. Time management is a big one. Let's see, on wedding days, what else do I use? I
Definitely organization.
Yeah, organization,
Yeah, you said
definitely.
that.
I think remaining calm is a skill that you learn. Being
Mhm.
that person that if something wild happens, I am the level-headed person. That's a skill that you learn. That's something that and then adaptability, I think is another a good one. Being adaptable, and if this doesn't work, let's fix it. So those I think would be
Yep.
the
Yeah.
top skills that I use on a regular basis.
Those are great. Okay, so kids, there's your list. If you want to be a wedding or event planner, know that you need to focus on really honing those 5 skills and you will be able to conquer it. Thank you for being on the show with us, Ryann. Everyone go check out what she does at Instagram and LinkedIn at Ryann Christina Events. The link is below. And thanks for watching Books That Build Skills. If today's story sparked an idea or gave you courage or helped you see what's possible, then we did our job. Now remember, skills aren't born, they're built, one choice, one challenge, one brave step at a time. So hit subscribe, share this with someone who needs it, and keep exploring, building, reading, and dreaming big. I am Loxley Brown. This is Books That Build Skills, and you are just getting started.